Welcome back to the Hustle Podcast. I'm your host this week, John Hope, here with CJ Hester and Logan Smith. Unfortunately, our friend Caleb is not here today, but we're going to go on without his energy, which is going to be difficult. But we'll try and keep it energized up and keep it moving. We're going to talk about Fromm and Justin Fields and decide if Georgia made the right call having Fields sent out and keeping Fromm. We're going to talk about what Michigan needs to do in Happy Valley for Penn State coming up this week for a Saturday night game, which is going to be the game of the week, hopefully. And we're going to talk about best upsets that we think could happen. What's up?
All right. So starting out with the Fromm versus Fields debate. I think Georgia, they had to ride Fromm. You know what I mean? He'd been starting there since a true freshman. He'd done nothing that would warrant mention him. So I mean yeah.
Barring Saturday's loss, that was his only bad game that I've ever watched.
Yeah.
So I mean, you let one slip. I mean, it's a bummer, but it seems human.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. There's no way you could tell Jake Fromm, look, we're not moving on from you.
Right.
With really nothing to go back on.
Yeah.
I think they made the right decision. Just looking at, I can understand when people be like, maybe Justin Fields have more explosive plays than Jake Fromm does right now.
I mean,
maybe he can do more with less because of his legs.
But if he gets bailed out by the best kicker in college football, because he missed 2 that game. So if he makes both of those, I mean, we're not even talking about it.
Right. And I feel like people don't really dive down deep into it. Georgia runs a totally different offense than Ohio State.
Right.
Jake Fromm's their perfect fit.
Yep.
They just need somebody to kind of game manage the offense. I know Jake Fromm hates being called a game manager, but
you call him Alex Smith.
I'm not saying I heard people comparing
that. But Alex Smith had a great career in the NFL, like a good solid career,
and a good great college career. He was gunslinging in college, so it was like it's different. It's just it's the system. You're right.
And I think the system Ryan Day runs at Ohio State now, he is pedal to the metal. He is going to step on your throat and keep it there. And that's kind of what Justin Fields needs.
I feel like, and let's say Justin Fields would have stayed and something would have happened to Jake Fromm, he would have played in that offense. It doesn't look like the numbers he put up at Ohio State. It wouldn't.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, both programs fit well for both people. I think athletically, Justin Fields is much better. He's more mobile.
Yes.
Probably a better arm too, arm strength wise. But Fromm seems more NFL ready at times.
And the only way Fields would have been good in that offense is if Kirby Smart goes and gets an offensive coordinator that runs a up-tempo spread type.
Right.
And how nasty would that be? Justin Fields with the likes of DeAndre Swift and an NFL offensive line. Now that's what Georgia and a great defense. Now that's what Georgia needs.
And I think I think Georgia will eventually get there, looking at the blueprint of what LSU's doing right now.
Exactly.
But I don't think they're ever gonna go be a program where their quarterback is their leading rusher.
Right.
They're not going to be an Oklahoma.
I'm not saying, and Justin Fields won't be Ohio State's leading rusher because of J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
But I don't think you ever see a quarterback in the SEC really, like from the Alabamas, LSU, that quarterback that run for 1,000 yards in the season. Of course, Jalen Hurts did, but that was his main thing because when he was at Alabama, his accuracy wasn't there like it is right now at Oklahoma.
Right.
No, he changed. Everybody changes. All right. We'll break down what Michigan needs to do versus Penn State. What do you think, CJ?
I'll let you guys go first. I'll let you guys go first. You tell me what you think.
Okay, so Michigan going into Happy Valley whiteout.
Yes.
Now that's what's going to be.
At night, whiteout.
Yeah, Harbaugh needs to come in and kind of rally. Just be like, hey, it's us against the world. We need to come in. This is going to be a top 10 matchup, like a top 10 team for us to knock off. And you guys can potentially do it, but your defensive line definitely needs to show up, which they have been. Because if Clifford has all day to throw to the likes of KJ Hamler, it could become a long day. And on offense, your offensive line is going to need to show up because Penn State's linebackers, those guys are freaks. They're freak athletes. And
athletically, they were saying they're one of the best in the country.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So when it comes down to is Penn State's youth holding them back from what everyone wants them to be.
Yeah.
So the way to beat them, I can see, would be losing big plays and big yardage. So you're going to have to let your quarterback throw the ball.
Yeah.
Whether it be McCaffrey if he's healthy to start, or if you're going to stick with your boy.
Actually, and I've been wanting them to start Dylan McCaffrey, but I almost think you start Shea Patterson in this kind of
And
moment.
Shea is getting to start.
Yeah,
the second.
start him, and if he does perform badly, okay, then but still, he's got the more experience, and you want the more experienced quarterback out there in this kind of atmosphere.
I think you just got, at this point in the season, I mean, you only lost one game,
Yes.
but
To Wisconsin.
it just seems like you're against the ropes for the rest of the season.
We
You
are.
got 3 big games. I think you just let it go.
And listening to different broadcasts and watching different shows and stuff, I knew Penn State defense was good, but I didn't think they were that good there.
Right.
So I think Penn State's front seven is one of the top 3 or 5 top 7s in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to even establish our run game like we needed to get Shea Patterson, those wide receivers open for big plays,
Right.
it's going to be difficult.
I don't even think you, because that might be your death wish if you do that. Just try to run the ball too much, and then you're just going to end up with 3 and outs.
And it's going to hurt, but we have to realize that we can't go too quick and leave our defense out to dry like we did in past games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to defense. Because I think our defense can hold Penn State's offense to under 25 points. I think they're very capable of holding the offense under 25 points. And I think our defense will show up. And Josh Metellus this week, in his interview the other day, was saying 2 years ago they went to Penn State for a night game. Barkley was there playing running back for Penn State and lit them up. I think he had 4 touchdowns that game.
Yeah.
And I think he had 3 in the first half.
He was a freak.
I think what's the last 3 games, the road team has gotten blown out in this matchup.
And I was just talking, me and John were talking about the other day. Like, I don't think it's been close games since Harbaugh and Franklin have been playing against each other.
Yeah.
Right.
But I finally think we will get that game this Saturday night.
A close matchup.
I could see a defensive battle for sure.
Yes.
Under 20-point matchup.
And
I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And since Wisconsin, the Wisconsin game, Don Brown has been on his defense.
Oh, yeah.
If you go back,
They're night and day better.
if you go back and look at the depth chart,
But they haven't played Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
True.
They played
But
Iowa, who
look at
we
the
know
depth chart
struggles
from the Wisconsin
offensively.
game and look at the depth chart now. The starters, the 3 linebackers are different. The true freshman Daxton Hill is a starter and guarding the slot now. He's playing a lot more time. So I don't think, and having him in the slot, having Arbery Thomas and LeVert, that's a lot of speed that we have at a DB position that we've never had in the past.
Right.
So for us, we have to get to the quarterback, and like you said, my boy, Shea Patterson, it's do or die. I think if you lose this game, it's time to go Dylan McCaffrey. And I've never been the one to say that.
Yep. Caleb might be the first if he was here.
Yeah, but I know he has it in him to come out and play big.
We'll see. We'll see this Saturday night, 7:30 game.
Whiteout condition.
And then next week, also Notre Dame, off a bye.
And I'm saying this. Jim Harbaugh, if he wins these next 2 games, everything would change. Everything would change.
He got to beat Ohio State for that to change.
Okay, yeah, I agree, because that's going to be 2 top 10 teams
2
you
top
knock
10
off.
teams you beat.
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of things would change in Michigan if he wins those.
No,
2.
I agree with you.
Not even a lot of things in Michigan. A lot of things around the country being said about Michigan will change.
Yeah, you guys need to win that big one.
All right. I could see you getting one of them. I
And
honestly
the goal
don't see 2.
I think the realistic goal is to get 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
But
No one's talking about it.
we don't take it 1 game at a time.
All right, guys. What do you see for best upsets this week? Because we had Georgia losing to South Carolina, probably the biggest of the last few years that I can think of.
I start off, and I'm gonna go with the hot team. South Carolina beat Georgia at Georgia. Now they go back home to face a top 10 Florida team.
Wow.
I would take it. We don't know who's starting our quarterback for South Carolina,
Right.
but that defense just had to carry.
They played against that NFL line. They did really
really
well.
good in the secondary. One guy had 3 picks by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think they frustrate Florida's quarterback. I think they get some turnovers. I think it's a defensive battle once again.
Okay.
And I'm not saying they will pull it off, but I'm not saying I would be surprised at the end of the day if South Carolina came out with the victory.
Right. I'm most likely going to see a blowout by Florida this week. But just because every time I go against Florida, they seem to do really well. Even with their starting quarterback out, Felipe Franks for the season, the other guy stepped up, and it's just been they've been doing really well out of nowhere, and I
And
have to eat my own words after 2 weeks ago's podcast.
Will Muschamp's going to want to get that win
Oh,
against his
yeah.
former
Yep.
school.
That's true. Logan, you get it?
The team that I think's most likely on upset this week is Baylor going to Oklahoma State.
Okay.
I just think what kind of system Matt Rule has run at Baylor, it's gonna have trouble keeping up with Oklahoma State's offense with the likes of Chuba Hubbard
Yep.
killing everybody in the league in rushing. They got a freshman quarterback there just gunslinging it. I think Oklahoma State wins, and if Baylor is not careful and put up points themselves, it could be like a double-digit win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me get you guys' opinion on 2 other games. Clemson at
Yeah,
Louisville. Do you think it's
I'm-
a game, or does Clemson come out and show that how good they can be?
If it was a night game, I'd say I'd be all for that. But it's
New game.
One in a
if
million.
it, I would put money on that spread of 24 right now for Clemson. I would-
Think they'd be
I think
more?
no, I think Louisville.
You think Louisville?
I think
comes?
Louisville
comes
covers
out
that.
hot
Yeah.
and covers that.
And,
It's at home. It's only at noon though. If it was a night game,
exactly. And
all
another
day.
game that
because they can put up numbers. They can flat out ball.
and another game at 3:30 that Oregon at Washington.
Hmm.
Now, do you see Oregon going to Washington having trouble?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't think Washington's that good.
Potentially, if Justin Herbert can't get the ball to his receivers, because Washington's known for their secondary
Yes, yes.
usually.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I think Oregon's a pretty physical and tough football team,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if Washington is as physical. And that's kind of weird saying
Yeah.
Oregon's more physical
Yeah.
Right.
than a Washington team. Yeah,
Quarterback play is going to be good there. I can also see that one going over the over, but it's only a 3-point spread
Yeah.
in favor of Oregon that week.
And I'll just say, let's say Washington does pull out, it does demolish the chances of the Pac-12 getting a Final Four team in.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
As far
Oregon's
as it
their only
is right
hope.
now,
And
Yeah, and
imagine
they're
if
at 12.
Arizona State goes to Utah this week.
yeah. So
And
Oregon's a lot of shoot for them to win it, but like
It's mind blowing.
They need a lot of hope to get it.
Yeah, and it's not like the Pac-12's bad. It's just they don't have any elite team
No,
that can make
it's weird to me that there's no undefeated Pac-12 team, but we have Minnesota who's 6-0.
Yeah.
Now,
It's just weird.
if you had to place a bet on this and said Oregon could run the table and go undefeated, would they get in the college football playoffs, or would they take 2 Big Ten teams?
Depending on who the Big Ten teams are.
Let's say Ohio
I mean-
State and Wisconsin went out, but Ohio State beats Wisconsin by 3 in the Big Ten championship game.
It depends what Notre Dame does.
Because Ohio State and Wisconsin play next week.
Yes.
So-
they will play twice.
Yeah.
So what if they split that?
I think one gets in. And that would probably
The-
be Ohio State. Or whoever wins the last game.
The only chance is for the SEC teams other than Alabama to fall apart.
Because if you're
Now
asking-
Georgia already had
if
that
you put
loss.
a gun to my head and had to tell me what teams, I think right now it's Clemson, Bama, Ohio State, Oklahoma.
We'll get it.
That, yeah.
Okay.
I think Georgia's eliminated itself. There's still
And,
a lot
and
of
that's
college
and that's
football.
one from the
Yeah.
Power 4 conferences. 'cause we don't
Or
count
if
that.
LSU beats Bama, I think LSU.
Right.
And I think I'm pretty I don't think there would be 2 SEC teams
But
in it.
If
Personally.
LSU,
I don't think any conference is going to get 2 this
Okay.
year.
it's tough, but if LSU beats Bama this year, they might just take Bama anyway, even if they don't get a chance to play in the.
Yeah, give them the
And the
That's
SEC
the only way
championship.
I can see it. Alabama, LSU, maybe.
Or does this committee make a statement, leave Bama out, and then force them to consider an 18 playoff? Because you know how mad Bama would be. You know how much hell Nick Saban would
Yeah, but
raise.
That's true.
It'd be different if Bama went to LSU and lost by 6,
Mhm.
but it's at home. You're getting LSU at home in favor.
They have the
Yeah.
best
So if they
schedule I've
lose
ever
that
seen.
game,
I think they
and
could
LSU
be.
ends up winning, and there's another undefeated Ohio State team. I don't think
Yeah.
Alabama should get in.
Oh, I don't either. And that's when the real debate's going to be
Mhm.
18 playoffs.
Yes.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I can't either.
We'll
I
get
think there's
USC.
gonna be- people go, well, there's just going to be more blowouts.
Or, I mean,
Bama
UCF,
and
I'm an
Clemson
idiot.
are just going to have more.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We're going to play more games. You say this year. I think this year you can pick 8 teams and flip a coin on almost.
And I don't
anything.
even think if to have an 18 playoff, I don't even think you have to cut out a regular season game.
No, I don't either.
You could probably start the season, not even start the season early. You just eliminate all that extra time you have in December
Yeah.
for bowl games. You
Stupid,
play
stupid,
those
pointless
games.
bowl
Yeah.
games. I don't even make that much money.
So
And you know if
These 4 more games would make them twice as much.
And if you ask college players, they're like, hell yeah, I want that extra big time matchup.
Coaches too, especially coaches, because
Yeah.
if they get in the playoffs, that's another bonus for their jobs.
And
It's
it's
more job security.
More practices
Right.
with your team for the following year.
Yep.
So speaking of LSU, who's the best quarterback in the nation right now?
Joe Burrow.
Hands down.
Talk
give
about
me,
that.
Give me Jimmy B or Joey B.
Joey B.
Joey
So
B.
if you had to pick a quarterback right now to win your national championship,
Joey Heisman.
it would be him.
Joey Heisman. It's Joey
You
Heisman.
guys all on Joey?
No. I think the way Jalen Hurts has been playing,
You pick
he's
Jalen
up there college-wise. Now,
No,
now I'm not talking NFL scouting.
I'm talking
I'm talking
college,
college player right now.
You have to pick him.
Jalen Hurts is doing so much for that team. He's carrying them on their back.
Yeah, he's doing it running and passing.
Yeah,
I get what
he's
you're
leading
saying,
that team,
yeah.
and
It's-
everything. He could be catching the ball and doing more than CeeDee Lamb
He's
somehow.
damn near going to end up throwing it to himself by the
It's so hard to pick because like the best overall quarterback right now, I think, just doing everything.
Don't
And,
say Shea Patterson.
No, it looks like Tua, but what does Tua look like without all those weapons?
Yeah, I know. I could
The
go out there.
quick slant for a 70-yard
Yeah.
game.
Dick
It's
Saban
crazy.
could come to any one of us and be like, just throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, Jerry Judy, one of them is going to come down.
That's
Like,
true.
If you look at their wide receiver core, is better than the Miami Dolphins wide receiver core.
Their line's probably better. Their defense is better. Like, we
the
could talk about
defense,
that.
They got a bunch of 18.
Like, honestly, we could beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in a pickup game. So it's like, what are we even discussing?
So, but I think right now, I don't think I would pick Joey Burrow if I had to pick a quarterback to win the national championship. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. And he's still
But
almost.
you both were just like Joey Burrow. Joey Burrow's my guy.
I think it's because he's played the biggest games out of anybody. He's had
All
to
right.
show the most.
Sure.
He's he's gone to Austin.
Okay.
Yep.
I
He's
think
played Florida, who's arguably DBU, so he did all that against those amazing safeties.
I'm just worried about Alabama for him, and that's it.
Right, yeah.
If he plays well, win or lose, if he plays well,
Yeah, I think there's no
if
way.
he limits turnovers, which will be the biggest thing on that
If we're
game.
talking strictly quarterback, I think I'm gonna go with John. I think I'll go Jalen Hurts.
Okay, so let's make it as like, so if you're a college coach and you can take any quarterback,
We
I'm going
redraft,
Joe-
you get the first pick.
yeah, I'm going Joe Burrow. Who you going with?
I'm going with Jalen.
Jalen, you're going
First
with
pick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
But
this is
are
how
we-
we're doing it.
Okay, first pick.
Yeah.
Like, just this year to win national championship.
That's what I'm saying. Like your team needs a quarterback. All the quarterbacks are on the list in the country right now. Actually, I don't know if I could go Joe Burrow there. Yeah, dang. Now it's like I've started seeing some other ones because it's not to win the Heisman. It's to
just take your win the
To,
national championship.
yeah,
just
to win you games.
Okay, take it as this.
I think I might go Jalen
If
Hurts.
you-
with all the
Ah,
chip on his shoulder.
see?
I kind of
Okay,
like that.
see?
Yeah, with the
If
chip
you
on
play
his shoulder. You
Tua-
talked me into it.
If you put Joe Burrow in Alabama's offense with those weapons, does he put up better numbers than Tua right now?
Yes, that's
Does
fair.
Jalen Hurts
It's
put up-
I think
it's the Aaron Rodgers and versus Tom Brady
Does
argument all
Jalen
the
Hurts
time.
put up more numbers than Tua
No.
in the offense?
No,
because he already.
He's already doing it.
Yeah.
he's
Well,
already got CeeDee Lamb,
Okay,
who is
you say that,
top
but
wide
I
receiver in
think
the
there's
country.
more quarterback that would go in there and absolutely wreck the numbers if you play Alabama right now.
Ian Book.
Oh, wow.
I think Trevor Lawrence would break every single
no.
game record if he had those wide receivers.
No,
I truly believe that.
because he's having such a down year. I can't even say that.
I
It's not even he
I see
plateaued.
where you're
He's
coming
going
from, 'cause
down.
The receivers, what people don't realize, are mature and veteran receivers.
Right.
Clemson's got some freshmen and sophomores that are.
We can go back.
Yeah, I say we can go back and
all
forth.
day.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
So
Not this year.
Let's go.
You
on
talked to me at the end of last year when they won that championship. Yeah, all day.
Yeah,
I would have drafted him right then.
right.
All
right.
right. Let's go into some picks.
Okay, we're gonna do our quick picks for the week.
I'm surprised nobody took Justin Fields. Or do we need to see a little bit more?
I-
See a little bit more.
He hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
Whereas
Let me.
both our quarterbacks have beaten Texas.
Wait till he plays the likes of Wisconsin,
Mhm.
Penn State, Michigan.
Let him go
We'll
to
see.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, it's Thursday night here at our podcast. The UCLA Stanford game just started, but we haven't turned it on, so we don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think for that game? It's at Stanford.
Who you got? I got UCLA.
I got Stanford.
I got Stanford for that one too.
Okay.
Go quick. Clemson, number 3 at Louisville.
I'm gonna take Clemson.
I'm going to take Clemson also. But I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville covers that. It's
I
a big
think
spread,
Clemson- I
big
think
24-point
Clemson
spread,
wins
and
by
they can
40.
put up, I know they can put up at least
I think
24.
Clemson wins by 40.
Yeah, I think you got to go with Clemson, but it would be one hell of an upset.
Wait, you ready for a statement? Trevor Lawrence doesn't play the fourth quarter.
All right.
Like that,
Because he gets benched. He's that bad.
They put
We're
Travis
so
Etienne
not
in
happy
there,
with
just run the Wildcat every play.
All right. Florida off of the hot South Carolina team.
I think even though I like Will Muschamp playing his former team, and he's going to want to have his team hyped up, and it's kind of like South Carolina almost played for him last week to get some signature wins to kind of let him keep his job.
Yep.
But I think Kyle Trask, he's running this offense so good in that defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see them losing 2 straight. Yeah, I got to go with Florida over South
This is
Carolina.
really a toss-up to me, and so it comes down to South Carolina's quarterback play, and that's the reason why I'm taking Florida.
Yeah.
I'm taking Florida because every time I don't take Florida, they do well. So I'm just going to ride with Florida the rest of the year. They might be national champs. Iowa State at Texas Tech.
Ooh,
Interesting matchup.
Yeah, that's an offensive-minded Texas Tech team
Right.
going against a defensive
Yep.
Iowa State team.
I like it.
I do too. I think Iowa State will be able to limit the points Texas Tech puts up, and Brock Purdy's going to have a decent game where Iowa State's probably going to be able to.
I think Iowa State muddies the game a little bit, hopefully, and creates some more turnovers, maybe a special teams touchdown, and I got Iowa State winning.
What time is that game?
I think it's a new.
It's a noon game.
At Texas Tech?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Give me Iowa State.
All right. All right, next, TCU at Kansas State.
TCU.
Ooh, this one will be a good one. They're kind of similar coaches,
Right.
It's like they like muddying up the game. The defenses, are gonna show up. TCU might have a little bit more athletes, but I think Kansas State's more well put together team right now.
I think TCU's probably the more consistent team. Kansas State has been up and down this year.
True. Yeah.
They got ranked, and then they dropped out. I don't know. I feel TCU on this one.
I'm going to take Kansas State.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm going with Kansas State.
Number 2, LSU at Mississippi State.
I think it's closer than what you think for 2.5 quarters. Then LSU puts the win last week behind them.
Right.
I got LSU.
Right.
They do what we thought Georgia was going to do,
And-
where they're like, all right, we're going to quit kidding around.
Well, and I get what you're saying. Like having you've won 2 big games, so you're kind of almost due for a drop off game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think I'm going LSU.
All right.
You can't. Joey Heisman, you can't go vote.
That's your boy, but apparently not your first pick anymore. All right. Oregon at Washington. Number 12, number 25.
I'm going to take the Ducks. I think it's close. I'll take the pull away in the 4th. I'm going to take the Ducks.
I love both quarterbacks in this, but Oregon's a better team.
Yeah.
It's only a 3-point spread in favor of Oregon at
I
Washington.
think Oregon is still playing like they're playing for something.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They are the only team with a
Yeah,
chance.
they still can.
There's a lot of games left.
Yeah, there's still a lot of games where they can win the championship. You barely lost to Auburn. A lot of people could have said you should have won that game. Auburn was lucky to come back and win that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think Oregon, and maybe this could be Justin Herbert's showing to NFL scouts of what he can really do.
There you go. Next, we got Duke at Virginia.
Ooh, I think this is actually going to be a better game than what people think.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I'm
Duke's kind of slept on by most of the country.
I got Duke as well.
You got Duke?
I'm not saying that.
I'm just taking Duke.
I'm
but-
going to take Virginia.
You're not taking Duke?
Nah.
Yeah, no, I'm going
But
Virginia. I don't.
Keep sleeping then. That's fine.
I took Virginia to win the Coastal. Yeah.
Yep.
And they lost to Miami, so this is like pretty much a must-win to stay alive
Yeah,
for them.
true.
So I'm going with Virginia.
All right. Number 16, Baylor at Oklahoma State.
This was my upset.
Yeah.
I'm going Oklahoma State. Yeah, for sure. I'm riding Chuba Hubbard. I think he's gonna give me 200 on the ground with 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Wow.
Even against that Matt.
I'm
175.
No, you-
Because Matt Rule can put
I got you
one
second.
hell of a defense.
You're second guessing everything. I've got Baylor.
I'm going to take Oklahoma State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Both of you guys went underdog on that one.
Yeah. Who we got next?
Kentucky at number 10 Georgia. Do they let another slip?
No, Georgia, I think, comes out swinging. They're
Do they have to have a rave to win a game?
Damn near.
It's 6 p.m. They could do it.
I think Georgia comes and knocks them out in the first quarter.
Yeah, I can see that too. Georgia puts up 50.
I really think this game's going to be close. No, I really think. I think the blueprint is out.
Okay, yeah.
No, I think the blueprint is out.
I think they just slept. They played down.
Kentucky has been better athletes over the years to compete.
I
I'm not
guess.
saying to hold against that offensive line, but I think if you put A in the box, make the wide receivers beat your DB.
Yeah, you play up with the
Yeah.
DBs. You press.
You fill the gaps. I really think it's closer than what you think. I'm going to take Georgia though.
That is the blueprint for it. But at the end of the day, I feel like just Fromm had a bad game, and I think he bounces back and he just beats it.
If you're a believer in Jake Fromm,
Right.
then it's not going to be close.
Right.
I'm just saying I'm not one of those guys.
Okay.
Right. Well,
But
This
you
is-
have Georgia winning, right?
Yeah, I got
this
this.
Okay.
is a Sports Cuts podcast, so I got news here on the Thursday night game.
What is that?
Patrick Mahomes is not going to return to the game after suffering an injury.
Is it ankle?
It's a
Again?
knee.
It's a knee now.
Oh.
On a quarterback sneak, he got hurt.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's a shame. What was the score at that time?
10-6.
It was only 10-6 still?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a bummer.
Who's their backup?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think Andy Reid can tell you.
No one in Kansas City was going to know for the
They,
rest of
they
their
might
life.
need Travis Kelce. I don't know. He can do hockey.
I think they brought Kareem Hunt back.
All right. Next, Arizona State is number 17 or is ranked 17th against number 13 Utah.
Yeah,
this is a good matchup.
I think this
At Utah?
game
At Utah.
Isn't this to win the division? Like most likely to take that side.
Those are the two. Yeah, those are the two teams out of the pack.
Yeah.
On-
Where's
the
Caleb at right now? To
Right.
you play to win
The game. You do it.
But I'm not. I'm taking Utah. I'm riding the Utes.
John, you take it, man. 'Cause I gotta think about
I'm going to take Caleb's boys.
Woo!
Surprising. Utah's been just
Yeah,
not
they've
as
been
good as
kinda
we
up
thought.
and down. Yeah, they've been.
They were
like-
supposed to be a top
Yeah,
10 team at the end of the year, and they don't look like
the
it.
off-season hype is getting to them
Mhm.
a little bit.
Now, is it?
It's one thing to come in as an underdog every week, but when people are like, "This Utah team was picked to win the
Right.
Pac-12," like that's a bullseye on your back, and a lot
Exactly,
of teams,
and they're not ready.
yeah, are not ready to.
Maybe one more year
Yeah,
Now,
if they keep their boys.
I'm looking. Utah is 5-1 though. They blew that game in Southern Cal.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They played awful. It was an ugly game. But if I'm looking at the schedule. I mean, they got Arizona State, they got Cal next week, they got Washington, UCLA. Like those are very winnable games.
Mm-hmm. Well, every game in the pack is winnable, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Like honestly, they have to go to Washington. And besides that, like I still think Utah's good. I'm going with them. I think they can finish the season with only 2 losses and still win the Pac-12.
The games I've watched of them, they've
you going with Utah.
I'm going with Utah.
they've looked so sloppy and unorganized. It's just
I'm saying they're not.
I like Herm Edwards.
They're not as good as they thought they was.
Yeah.
But they're still better than everybody in the Pac-12 but Oregon.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. No, I agree with
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
This game, it's in Utah at 6.
Yeah, that's a tough place to play.
I'm still gonna give it to Arizona State by like 2 points. They're gonna barely win.
Okay.
Last second.
Last second.
All right. Next, Michigan at Penn State, Happy Valley, night game, whiteout. What do you think? Do you pick your boys?
It is. Last time I checked, it was a +8. The spread. Right now it is
Mhm.
sitting at a. What is that? It's still a +8. I'm gonna rock with Michigan. I'm gonna rock. I
You have
win
to.
the Big Ten.
If you would have picked Penn State, I would have probably thrown away all your
And
Michigan
I
stuff
think-
for you.
I don't think this is a game where the offense shows up or explodes.
They just do enough.
But I think
The
they
defense-
put up over 21 points.
Mhm.
I think they have to win.
So kind of like a 21-17.
I think they need
Something-
takeaways on defense.
Something like that. And I think you see that defense looks like a top 5 defense like we thought it would be.
Hope.
Right.
And I just hope that defensive line can consistently bring pressure all night.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got Michigan by 3.
I see what you're saying. If Michigan's, like I said, if their defensive line can disrupt Clifford's throwing ability, Because I don't think they can get the run game started. So I think they have to rely on the pass game. And if you
Right.
guys can get to the quarterback, force some turnovers, I think Michigan could win. But I just don't know if it can happen. So I think I might have to go Penn State on
I
this.
think Penn State's too good athletically defensive wise, and you guys have looked so bad offensively that I can't see you guys scoring more than 10.
So what's the score?
I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be high scoring. It's gonna be like 17-10.
What's the score?
I like
For
where you're
Penn
like
State.
at the 21-17. I'm going probably 24-20.
I got this right here. 21-24. And so it'll be calling to Michigan for a late drive. Shane Patterson would give it field goal range. And the kicker from Pennsylvania, who picked Michigan over Penn State, Creighton Nordine, will walk on the field and hit a field goal to beat Penn State.
That would be
in a while.
something.
That'd be a good last second winning play, almost like 4 years ago today, where Michigan lost on the punt to Michigan State. Still one of my favorite moments ever with you.
Hey, it's all right.
All right, next game, Arizona at USC. USC looked pretty good against Notre Dame late in that game. They looked pretty. They looked pretty solid.
That
Hey,
win.
he said if they came in and make it a tough defensive game,
Yep,
they would have a shot. And they did.
they tried.
They tried.
They were
played
trailing.
hard.
They were trailing most of the game.
Yeah,
If they
I
would have
think-
jumped out quicker,
Yeah,
maybe.
They played hard.
They wanted that one for Clay Helton.
Yeah.
Kind of like South Carolina played against Georgia. They were
Right.
playing for their
They
coach.
played
Right.
hard.
And you got to give being a Notre Dame fan, you got to give them respect.
Yep,
Coming
that's
into
a
South
rivalry.
Bend,
Man.
yeah,
That's the biggest. one.
biggest rival on your schedule. Not caring what your record is, not caring that your head coach is on the hot seat, just coming out and playing ball.
And you know the offense is like a handicap right now. But their defense showed up and
Yeah.
tried their best to hold the ground.
Yeah, no, I respect to USC coming into South Bend and playing that stuff.
That was a good game.
Because I definitely could have seen it being a blowout
Right.
if
Yeah,
they didn't
for
show
sure.
up.
And by that, I'm taking USC this week.
You
Same.
are taking
Yeah.
USC?
As am I.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
think
USC.
they look like a solid
I
team.
think
They
they're
look better
fine.
than their record.
I think they're fine now.
All right. Number 14, Boise State, who is undefeated at BYU. Another 10.
Is there quarterback playing? I thought both I know BYU's quarterback's not playing,
Yeah.
but I thought Boise State's quarterback got hurt
And he
too.
did get hurt.
I don't know if he's playing this
Bachmeier,
week.
I thought it was questionable, but I think given that, I think Boise State still wins. I think their team's better, even though going to Provo, Utah.
What time's that game?
At 10-15, so
Yeah, so
we'll never see it.
no, that's Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah, but we'll be out at the bars.
You
It's
know,
the
John,
It'll be like-
BYU,
it'll be like
loves
3:30
clubbing
when it
on
gets done.
Saturday.
BYU's in the Pac-12.
John's a party animal.
BYU's not in the Pac-12, dude.
Yeah, no, they're Mountain West.
And
Yeah.
it's definitely not going to be Pac-12 after dark because BYU's winning this game.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, you're taking
BYU with the
Wow.
upset. Boise State won't be undefeated.
You know they're 2-4, right?
Oh, I
Who
know.
are you going
Those
with, John?
those Mormons. Boise State.
Boise State, all
for
right, me
sure.
too. I'm riding the Mountain
Now Boise
West.
State is going to lose a weird one this year. I don't think
I
it's
think
going to be
this
Boise. I don't think it's going to be Boise.
BYU has talent.
Mm-hmm.
They lost some close games this year. They also won some close games.
Okay, here's something fun to talk about. I was looking at bowl projections, and they keep showing Notre Dame and Boise State playing in New Year's Six. Who would you take in that game? Do you think Notre Dame rolls? Do you think Boise State keeps it close? What do you
If
think?
Boise
Boise State
State's
knocks them
completely
off?
healthy, I think it's close for a while, but Notre Dame's defense and the athleticism, I
think-
don't.
It's just two
I think it
different
might have been
leagues.
the Cotton Bowl they kept projecting them playing.
I don't think it would be close.
That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that match.
I'd rather have, if Notre Dame's going to play in New Year's Six, a bigger name.
five.
Because
But
you
I
go
kinda
beat
wanna
Boise
win.
State, they're like, oh, well, it was Boise
I know,
State.
you
Because we're
look
looking for
back
that
2 years
big-
from now and you're like, yeah, we won the Cotton Bowl 2 years ago against Boise State. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
But a true freshman,
Yeah.
Hank Bachmeier.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Right.
That's where I could also see, bear with me, Georgia loses one more game,
And he-
goes to the Cotton Bowl to meet Notre Dame in a rematch.
That'd be cool.
And I think Notre Dame gets them
And
that
like
second
I
time.
s-
And that's when Brian Kelly gets that signature top 10 win, gets that signature New Year's
Mm-hmm.
Six win that we've been trying
And
to
like
get
I
for
said
so
the other
long.
day, if they play that game anywhere else, I truly think
Yeah.
they could play that game in Atlanta, Georgia, down
Yeah.
the street, and
Just where there was
Notre Dame
no,
would have won.
there was no rave crap. Well, that was awesome. That actually wasn't crap, but there's no rave, no 200 plus Georgia fans
Yeah.
outside the stadium.
They were on the street on the highway, which
Yeah.
seems very illegal, but it's
But
fine.
It was
for
Georgia- it's
football, so who
Athens, yeah,
cares?
they don't care.
So who we got next?
That's it for our quick picks.
That's it.
That's it for the quick picks, guys.
All right.
And I'm going Boise State. Oh, no,
Boise
I don't know what I said. I
State,
can't
yeah.
remember.
So you
Well-
when you say I'm gonna be right.
We'll have Caleb
Throw
put his picks online.
He better hurry.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
have
post them tomorrow.
Do you
Who's-
want to give him a coin flip for UCLA Stanford? Because
Okay.
it's already started.
Anybody have a coin?
No. He picked Stanford. We'll just keep-
Okay.
Bold.
Bold pick.
Bold, Caleb.
Bold pick.
All right.
And before we log off today, let's talk about something we would do new starting next week.
That's right.
Our new broadcast we will bring next week, knowing that the basketball season is coming fast, starting Tuesday with the NBA and college basketball, and 2 weeks after that. We'll be coming with you with a new basketball broadcast, talking everything basketball, college and pro. So,
That one.
and
I'm looking forward to that one.
and we'll also be kind of when there's big things to talk about in other sports, such as maybe like NASCAR or like
You-
the World Series,
yeah,
coming
World
up.
Series baseball, and
Any fighting league.
yeah, I'm huge in MMA. We can get into maybe break down
Golf.
Jorge Masvidal.
Golf. We're going to talk everything Tiger that comes in the
Yeah.
news.
Well, Dana White's making the baddest motherfucker belt for Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal, so we can break down that. And
Sure.
Conor,
It's a belt. Yeah. Why not?
Connor's talking about coming back in December and
Yeah.
fighting for free,
So
giving all his charity to, or
Oh,
giving
that's
all his
good.
money to charity.
That's nice. He'll
Well,
probably
see.
lose, but that's nice.
Nah, he's fighting Frankie. He knows.
Better
he's
play
gonna-
lightweight.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to expand a little bit of what we're talking about and give you more info about sports.
That's
rather than
right.
College football.
All right.
All right. That's it for the podcast this week, guys. Have a good one.
All right. See you next week.